Return to an all-fours position on your mat and find yourself a little further back on the mat so that the balls of the feet are on the mat and that they're really close toward the back of the mat. And now reach the hands way, way, way out in front of you. So coming into a variation of child pose, but the hips are up in the air. Hands are stretched way out in front. You can be flat on the palms, not on fingertips. And the hands are going to be shoulder width apart. Feet are hip width apart. And now try this. Stretch out so much through the arms that it feels like you're pulling the arm bones out of the shoulder socket. Now reverse that. Pull the arm bones back into the shoulder socket. Once more, stretch them out like you're pulling them out of the socket. And now bring them back into the socket. Hold them in the socket. This is what we want moving in toward down dog here. Push into the hands and draw the hips away from the ribs, ribs away from the hips. So finding this same lift of the rib cage away from the hips that we found in standing pose or mountain pose, and that same feeling that the side waist is getting a little bit longer. Keep all that length. Make sure you're on the balls of the feet, and now just lift the knees a few inches off of the ground. So you have a nice bend in the knees here. Hips are up toward the ceiling. Keep that length through the side body, and now slowly begin to straighten the legs, lifting the hips up. Only straightening so much that you keep all that delicious length through the back. Keep all that back extension. Yeah. Option to hold here for several breaths. Hold as long as you can, as long as it feels right for you, or come into child pose. As you're holding, let's work with the 3 alignment principles we've learned so far. Hug the muscles to the bones. So that's all the leg muscles, all the arm muscles. Keep the shoulders plugged in. Shoulders are moving up toward the hips. And now take an inner spiral of your legs. So your inner thighs are going to move up toward the ceiling. And now really use this muscle engagement you have, this firm foundation, to see if you can find even more extension through the spine. If you find that, then see if you can straighten the legs a little bit more. This next cue is really just for the people that have super, super open hamstrings. And if you do, you might find that you even have a dip in the low back right now and it's dipping down toward the ground. If that's true, pull the navel in, a little more core here, and draw the tailbone back towards your heels. And this will straighten out the back. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here, or take child pose. If you're holding here, keep breathing. Check out the face. Is it relaxed? Can you notice any discomfort from the work or muscular effort required here? And just be curious about this experience. Be curious about your thoughts, emotional reactions to being in this funny pose right now. Exhale, bring the knees to the ground. Rest in child pose. Take an active child pose with the hands out in front, up on fingertips, head above the ground. Breathe into the back of the ribs and just feel, just notice. Inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders or alongside the shoulders. Lift the head up a little bit. Next inhale, push yourself up, keeping the back, neck, and head all as one unit, and come up to standing.